channel. Today I am very excited because I am doing a reading vlog. Obviously from the title, I am going to be reading my most anticipated releases of the year in this video. I am so excited because I feel like there's been so many amazing releases coming out in 2025. So I picked a couple and I'm going to read them, share my thoughts, my reactions, all that stuff, and I hope you enjoy watching. So let's get into the video. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. Crazy. Wow, I love it about this world. So I started Watch Me by Tahereh Mafi, which I am so excited about. Like, I literally cannot believe this is here and in my hands. Since it was announced, I have been waiting and counting down days until it released, and it's here. So this is a spin-off of the Shatter Me series, which is one of my favorite series of all time. I love that series so much. And I read it so fast, like within a couple weeks, maybe even less than that. I read the entire series and it's pretty long. It is just so good, so bingeable. I love the characters and I think about them like all the time. I feel like it's a series that's like stuck with me. It's like in the top 3 probably. I just love it so much. So when I heard Tahereh Mafi was doing a spin-off, I was very excited and very intrigued to see what that meant, because obviously the end of Shatter Me happens and you're expecting like, you know, happily ever after for those characters. So I'm like, what could happen in this to make it where we are doing another kind of series in the same world? And I'm like 50 pages in and I have like that question has been answered of why we have a spinoff and like kind of what entailed to make this series from the end of the Shatter Me series. So this takes place 10 years after the Shatter Me series. And I'm gonna make this spoiler free for this book and also for the Shatter Me series, but I can already tell that you're gonna wanna read the Shatter Me series before you read this. I don't know why you would wanna read this by itself, to be honest, because obviously this is a spinoff, so it would just make sense that the people that love Shatter Me would read this. So I would definitely recommend reading that if you haven't. It's so good. But it's basically YA fantasy, and the Shatter Me series, the first book follows Juliet, and she has a lethal touch, and she has been taken by the reestablishment, and it kind of unfolds from there. There's romance. I feel like there's a very heavy romance plot, and then the action is just absolutely insane. Like, on the edge of your seat the entire series, literally. So I picked up this book and I read 50 pages so fast, like I literally could not put it down. So I plan to probably binge the rest of it today because I'm so excited. I feel like I forgot how fast I read the Shatter Me series. Like I would literally pick up one book and read the entire thing in one sitting because I could not put it down. Like I physically could not because of how crazy it was. And I can already tell this is gonna be the same way. So like I said, I'm on page 56. Chapter 7, and there's 2 POVs. One you did see in the Shatter Me series. The guy, he was younger in the Shatter Me series, and his siblings with someone in the Shatter Me series. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin anything, but you know him, you've seen him. And then the girl we do not know, but we get her POV and we are kind of learning about her, where she is, why she's there, what's going on with that situation. That's pretty much all I know so far because I'm only a little bit in, but this book is only like 350 pages. It's pretty short, so I feel like I'm going to definitely fly through it because it's a Shatter Me book, but also because it's pretty short. I do not know how long the series is going to be, how many books, anything like that. She hasn't really said. She just obviously announced the spinoff. And also it's a beautiful edition. I'm obsessed with this cover and everything about it. It's beautiful. I love her covers, and I had to have the special edition because of the, what is it called? I don't know, these edges. And the end papers as well as the text on the cover. It looks just so beautiful. So I'm about to sit and just read this for the rest of the night, which I'm so excited about. So I'll let you know some updates. Obviously I can't tell you much about it. I feel like most of this vlog is going to be my reactions of things that happen because I feel like it's going to get kind of crazy. I feel like Tahereh Mafi's like really good with plot twists and things like that. Like the Shatter Me series, there was so many plot twists that I was like, what in the world? So I'm excited to see what happens in this. But anyways, let's get to reading. 9:30 the same day, and I finished Watch Me by Tahereh Mafi. And how am I supposed to wait for the next book in this series? That's one thing about the Shatter Me series. All the books were out when I read them, so I was just like able to go to the next one. But now I'm gonna have to wait like a year to know what happens next. And I'm really worried about it. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it yet, but it was so good. I could not put it down. Like I literally obviously sat and read it all night, finished it very quickly. It was so good. Seeing the characters from the Shatter Me series, oh my goodness, I could not stop giggling when I saw Juliet and Warner's names. I really couldn't. And just seeing like the other characters and like their interactions together, it was just so much fun seeing them again. And then like I feel like the plot of this one I'm very interested in. The romance kind of building I'm very interested in, excited to continue the series. But I'm so sad I have to wait so long for another book. I also don't know how many books is in this series, and I'm like, that's worrisome. Is it a trilogy? Is it like 5 books? I don't know, but it was so good. I definitely recommend it if you have read the Shatter Me series, or if you haven't, you should read the Shatter Me series and then read this. It was just so fun being back in this world, and I feel like it was just as bingeable as the rest. Like I didn't want to put it down. I was so curious to see what was going to happen. There was a plot twist that I did not see coming. This is YA, but the main character is 21, so he's technically not young adult. And there's kind of some like traumatic things, not super descriptive, but if you read the Shatter Me series, there's like torture and things like that in the series, which is quite not fun to read. So, but I still think like a young adult could read this. Anyways, I loved it so much. Is that 5 stars? I don't know, but it was really good. It's like at least a 4.5, 4.75. I hesitate to rate a first book in a series 5 stars because like it could only get better from here. You know what I mean? But I absolutely loved it. Like it was so good. And I love James. What a sweetie. I love both of the main characters. And I feel like the female main character is so misunderstood, and like the whole book I'm like waiting kind of for them to learn about her, but so much has happened to her that she's like not wanting to share anything about herself because of the torture that she's endured. But I just love these characters, and I'm so excited to see what happens next. And they definitely opened up another plot line with characters from the other book. Well, changes from the other books, but like the other main characters from the Shatter Me series, which I'm very excited to read more about that. Anyways, that's my thoughts immediately after finishing this book. I cannot believe this day is here. I am so excited. I've been waiting for this book for so long. And it's here, Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforde. This is the 5th and last book in the Windy City series. And it's one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I cannot wait to read this. Oh my goodness, I love this series so much. And it's here and in my hands. I cannot wait to read this. Liz Tomforde did get picked up from a publisher, and she's publishing this edition and a deluxe edition, which I will be probably purchasing both. But I did get this edition because it matches the rest of the covers I have. It looks obviously like the other edition, so I love that they're doing this edition to like match the rest of the series. But I am so excited to read this. The series is literally one of my favorite series of all time. It's a sports romance series. I DNF Mile High. I would say just skip that book. The Right Move, Caught Up, and Play Along are the other books in the series, and I love them so much. But I'm so excited for this book. The guy in this book, we've been waiting on his story for so long, and it's finally here. So I'm going to read this in this video. I probably won't be able to start it till later tonight, but I just needed to show it off and show you. It's also so fun because it like matches, like the black printing matches the indie covers. That's all. So I'm gonna start this later today. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. Can't believe it's in my hands. Day, and I read a little bit last night. I didn't read as much as I thought I would because the SWAT series finale was last night, so I watched that, and then I was so exhausted, so I just read when I got in bed, and then I ended up staying up to like 1 because I didn't want to put the book down, but I was like, Bethany, you have to stop. So I read to page 59 last night, and I am loving this book so much. I need to give like a first impressions of this book because honestly, I'm probably going to binge the entire thing. Probably not tonight, but I'm definitely gonna finish it tomorrow. But I'm gonna read a good chunk tonight. I don't know how much I should say about this book since it is the last book in a series. And even though this is an interconnected standalone series, I do think you should read it in order because first, the other books are just so good. I mean, besides Mile High, not great. But like if you read them in order, the found family that builds throughout the series is so good. So in this book, I've already seen characters from the previous books, and I love them so much. And obviously you could enjoy this book if you read it by itself, but if you know the other characters, it's so special to see them again. So I would say read The Right Move called it Play Along. And then this one, which is so annoying. But if you have read the other books, you can go right into this. And it is so good. I will say that he's a hockey player. She is an interior designer. She's interning for this like big time designer. It's a second chance romance. They were neighbors when they were kids. And there's kind of a little bit of alternating timelines every once in a while, which I really like because sometimes alternating timelines can be annoying if it's constant, like every chapter you flip back and forth. But in this, it's like every few chapters you get like a point of view from the past, which I really like because I think it builds the connection between the characters. You see what happened with them in the past. But I'm just loving it so much. I don't know what it is, but Liz Tomforde's writing, it's like she's always so quick with not the romance, but like the characters meeting, or I don't know how to explain it. Like in The Right Move, it's like a roommate situation and she moves in with him basically in like chapter 3. And I just love that. I love when you're not like waiting like 50 pages because I feel like most of the time when you read a romance or just a book in general, the first 50 pages are really a setup before the rest of the book. But I feel like when an author like starts the romance or starts the like forced proximity or whatever it is, the friendship at the very beginning, it's so good because you're immediately like plopped in the story. You don't have to get through these chapters to, you know, get to the good stuff. It's just all good stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? If you were worried if this book is the same size as the others, it is the same height. It looks the same. Everything's the same, I think, except the like publisher on the back, and it does feel like better quality because it's a traditionally published book compared to the indie versions. Like it feels like a traditionally published book. If you know, you know. They just feel different, but it is the same size and everything, which is very exciting. But I will be obviously getting the deluxe edition of these books as well. But yeah, I am loving it so much. I feel like I have like butterflies. Like my stomach's kind of hurting because it's so good. Do you know what I mean? Do I sound crazy? Like it kind of like the romance or like the moments between the characters, because there's like, obviously I just started the book. There's just like, you can feel the connection between the characters or like what the main character's thinking. And I just get like butterflies. I don't know, it's so good. Sometimes I read romance. Honestly, I feel like this doesn't happen very often where I'm like this attached and this like obsessed this early on. When I read One Golden Summer, I felt that butterfly feeling the entire book. So I'm excited to see how I feel about this book, my final rating. I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm feeling good about it. Especially because it is a second chance. I love a second chance so much. But I do think it's not, well, it might get emotional. I don't really know. But I feel like a lot of times a second chance is extremely emotional. But I feel like this one is still like, not light, but like funny, and like the banter between the male main character and his friends and like the characters we've seen in previous books is just so funny. Him and his teammate is the guy from the first book, which I didn't finish that first book, but I do really like the characters from that book and the other ones. They're great side characters. They're just so funny together. They're teammates and they're just funny together. So anyways, I am going to shut up and continue reading this book. I'm so excited. I keep like staring at it because I'm obsessed with this cover and the series and this world. I'm so sad that it's gonna be over, but I can't wait for her next book that she's already announced. I can't wait for it. Oh my goodness, I forgot to say that I literally pulled out the tabs for this book, which I haven't done in so long, but even though 60 pages I read last night, I was like, there's multiple quotes that I really wanted to tab, and now I don't know where they are, so I wish I would have tabbed them. So I brought out the tabs because I need to annotate this book, or like tab my favorite moments. Also, because I don't have the Kindle version, I usually can just like highlight on my Kindle because like a lot of times I have both versions, but I just have the physical book, so I'm going to tab it, which is saying something when I'm tabbing the book. Also, when I read on my Kindle, I highlight so much. So when I have a physical book that I love, I feel like I need to I want to remember my favorite moments. So I'm going to tab them. So that's saying something. Morning, and I look exhausted because I am. I stayed up late again reading. I need to give you an update on Rewind It Back, and I literally have been tabbing like crazy. Do you see these annotations? Well, I've just been like tabbing. I haven't like underlined or anything, but I kind of wish I was, because there's been so many sentences I'm like, I really want to underline that, but I usually don't annotate like the first read, so I might wait for like a reread to do that. But I have been tabbing like crazy and I'm running out of tabs, so now my system is like kind of all over the place. But I'm on page 260. I have like, I don't want to look actually. I'm not gonna look. I think there's like 415 pages in this book, so I have like roughly 150 pages left, and I'm loving this book so much. Honestly, I had to force myself to put the book down so I could just film this update clip. This book is so good. I don't know what it is. There's something about Liz Tomforde's writing where I feel like she's so, like, I kind of talked about this earlier, but she's so quick, and also like, this is a second chance. There's a few chapters in the past, and obviously something happened in the past for them to break up. And I feel like a lot of times in that scenario, it's like a secret, like it's kind of building up to get to the end. But I feel like in this book, there's kind of like things said here and there where you kind of know what happened in the past. You just haven't like read it yet. I don't know if there's gonna be a past time or a past chapter when the whole breakup happened or whatever. I feel like we still know a good bit about it even though we haven't read it yet, which I like, because sometimes I feel like it's like a secret until the very end because they want you just to keep reading, which is kind of annoying. I'm like, okay, stop beating around the bush. I want to know, even if you just like tell me a little snippet and then we get the rest at the end. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I love these characters so much. I love the male main character so much. I love the female main character. I just love them so much. And this book, I've literally tabbed so much because there's been so many like sweet moments and sweet quotes. Oh my gosh, I cannot handle it. Also, there is a good bit of spice in the series, so just be aware of that. I do just skip it, but I would say it's a pretty bit spicy. Like the series is, I would say, like a spicy sports romance because there is a good bit of spice, but I feel like there's still like emotional depth and connection and all that stuff aside from the spice, which I really enjoy. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it so much. I have nothing else to say except I'm loving it so much, and I am going to sit here and finish it in the next few hours, and I just can't wait. Also, there's one thing that I've kind of put together and I cannot wait for that to come about. It's gonna be so sweet. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. With a second chance, there's like history between the characters, which is so good. And so I feel like it makes the romance so good because there's history between them. He's like so in love with her, and I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil the book. But anyways, I'm loving it. It is so good. Obviously, I've been tabbing, and I was thinking this last night. I don't think I've tabbed a book that wasn't a reread since I think Magnolia Park's Into the Dark was the last time like I annotated a book like this or tabbed it, because a lot of times I read on my Kindle, I'm tabbing like crazy, which is just so much fun. It's so good. I cannot put it down. I had to force myself to put it down last night to go to bed, and this morning I'm going to finish it, and I'm so excited. Bethany, keep yourself together. I knew it. I'm fine. Where's my tabs? Oh, there they are. Gosh, I'm wrong. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I'm on the epilogue. I'm not ready to read the last chapter of the Windy City series. I'm gonna be so sad. It's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. No one worry about me. Share my final thoughts of Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforde. I feel like I shared the majority of my thoughts in the reading vlog, but I thought I would wrap us up in this video. I gave this 5 stars. It was so good. The most perfect ending to the series. I love the series so much. It's so good. I feel like the second chance aspect of the story was so good. I was so excited for this character's book, and I feel like it was just so perfect. I loved like the history between the characters. I always enjoy that in a second chance romance. I love the found family and like how it wrapped up with all of the characters. Also feel like she set up the next book's like series she's gonna write very well, and I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for the next like Windy City spinoff she's doing of Monty. Cannot wait for that. But yeah, I just absolutely love this book. It was so good. Liz Tomforde's writing, it scratches an itch in my brain, honestly. I feel like it's just so fast paced, so quick. One of my favorite sports romance series. She writes sports romance so well, and she's going to continue to write sports romance, I'm pretty sure, which I'm so excited about. I just loved it so much. I don't know what my favorite book in the series is, but this is obviously up there. Well, I gave The Right Move and Caught Up 5 stars. I didn't give Play Along 5 stars, but then I gave this 5 stars. I've reread The Right Move and I'm excited to reread Caught Up and this, but this was just so good. I feel like there were so many quotes and so many moments. I literally just love this book so much. So if you haven't read this series, you really need to. So anyways, I feel like I've said everything I needed to say about this book in the video, but 5 stars, absolutely phenomenal, so good. And then obviously I also read Watch Me by Tahereh Mafi, which I think I'm gonna give like a 4.5 probably. I really enjoyed this book. It was so fast paced, so interesting. It was so fun to be back with the characters from the Shatter Me series. This sets up the next books really well. I'm very excited for the next books in the series, and I just had a really good time reading it. I love this world so much, and I'm so excited that Tahereh Mafi is writing more in this world. I really want to read her other series, but I haven't yet, honestly, because I don't think it's ever gonna compare to the Shatter Me series, but I really want to read that this year. But anyways, really enjoyed this as well. So that is my wrap up of the books that I read in this video. I thought I would just read 2 because I yapped a lot, so this video is probably still long, and I had just a very successful reading vlog, a 4.5 and a 5 star. This was very fun. I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know if you want more reading vlogs. Any books you want me to read in a reading vlog, let me know. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you have not read these books, if you have not read the Shadow Me series or the Windy City series, you should. They're so good. And then you can read the spinoff. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.